Food is visual. Anywhere you go, everywhere in the world, the sight of food surrounds us, tempting us, enticing us, inspiring our cooking, inspiring our imagination, making powerful promises about the flavors to come on a Parisian culinary adventure. This is my first time in Paris, but I feel like I've been on my way here for many years. I learned to cook in a French restaurant and quickly realized that all of the effort we put into creating beautiful food, it always seemed to trace its way back to France and Paris. The perfect place to explore how our sense of sight inspires all of our other senses. Just one look is enough to stop you in your tracks. You can't actually touch it or taste it or smell it, but you still want one. The petit tente-a-pont. Oh, wait. My career in food actually began when I was in art school, when a part-time job became a full-time obsession as I discovered the visual side of food. It was fun playing with the food, garnishing it, making beautiful plates, and before I knew it, I was hooked. On presentation, I hadn't actually mastered flavor yet, but I knew that we all eat with our eyes first, which is why in a classic Parisian restaurant like this one, La Grande Cascade, the surroundings stimulate your appetite. Bonjour.
Bonjour, how are you?
Good, good.
Good.
Thank you. La Grande Cascade is a Michelin-starred restaurant, one of the very best in France. Chef Frédéric Robert is one of the great French chefs. He's a master with flavors and an artist with presentation. In a French kitchen, this is what's known as the assemblage, the station where the food is assembled after it's been cooked. This is where first impressions are made, where garnishes are added, where food becomes art.
C'est plus joli là, plus moderne. En cuisine aujourd'hui, la présentation a autant d'importance que le goût. Et donc les assiettes peuvent m'influencer sur la forme que je vais donner à mon plat.
And during service, you have the time to put this much detail into each plate.
And we do it everything in the minute.
À la minute.
À la minute,
right.
yeah.
Now why? Why do that little dimple in there?
Il faut expliquer que l'esthétique a énormément d'importance parce que si l'on met le cappuccino ici, ça descend et ça vient se coller sur la Saint-Jacques. Et justement, j'ai réfléchi pour que le cappuccino soit canalisé, soit bloqué ici.
So you could say that the presentation is actually helping the flavor here. As the guest eats it, these flavors will all come together. Delicate chanterelle mushrooms are wrapped in blanched zucchini flowers, then gently baked. Razor clams are sautéed with shallots, then placed back in their shells. This keeps the flavors separate and also adds style to the assemblage. This is very revolutionary, to put anything on the rim of the plate. For some chefs, this is no good.
Et le côté esthétique a autant d'importance que le côté gustatif parce que les gens viennent chercher un petit peu de piment sur le côté et
Voilà. Beautiful.
La philosophie de la présentation, le premier, c'est ce que je disais tout à l'heure, c'est de mettre le produit en évidence. C'est le produit, c'est la star. Et ensuite, le côté esthétique, souvent, l'originalité, le côté créatif, les couleurs, ça vient dans la garniture et dans la sauce.
layering the cucumber and the celery inside the mold, this is the effect that we get. Magical. This is the sort of intricate presentation that can really become the signature of a restaurant like this.
Voilà.
Voila. So knowing that this dish is from Asia, does that influence the way you present the dish?
Ça, je mets le principe aussi pour le déguster. Le fait de couper le thon et de tremper dans la sauce,
Okay.
comme un sushi.
Normally, this sort of intricate presentation work is hidden away in the kitchen. You can't see this. It's all being done for the benefit of the guests because the food looks beautiful. But it's almost as if the chef is an artist painting alone in his studio, also that we can enjoy a beautiful work of art in the dining room. Merci beaucoup.
Merci Michael.
Thank
À
you.
bientôt.
Thank you. I've come to Paris, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, to explore the visual side of food. The strong connection that sight plays in the way we enjoy our food. I mean, we all eat with our eyes first, and that's certainly something that the world's most famous pastry chef knows. Bonjour. Tarte satine, s'il vous plaît. I can't resist. In today's world, we're surrounded with food images, but capturing in 2 dimensions something that's normally experienced in 3 dimensions is very challenging. In particular, when you consider that food is something that we normally can taste and touch and smell. So the artistic challenge is to evoke all of those emotions with just sight. It is an amazing challenge. As a cookbook author, I know that people will impulsively buy a book or try a recipe based solely on a photograph. Chef Jose Marichal is one of France's top cookbook authors. He's sold tens of thousands of cookbooks. They're popular for their recipes, but perhaps as important, they're bestsellers because of their photography. Bonjour. You must be Akiko?
Yes.
Nice to
Hi,
meet you.
Michael.
Chef Marichal, ça va?
Yeah.
What is this picture going to be for? What are you using it for?
Now we try to explore the new idea of the cookbook.
Is this hard to shoot, this fish?
I think it's difficult. Fish is very beautiful, but
Sure.
at the same time, it's quite difficult.
I like the look of that fish.
Yeah, I would like to try the other composition. Maybe I'm a little bit much closer.
And Chef Jose, this is how you would serve this in the dining room?
Like this.
Very nice. Are you thinking of ways to improve the composition?
I want to try the other point of view. If I get closer, I think we lose aspect of the whole fish.
Why not make it easier for yourself and put some lights up?
I think it's much easier, but I don't like it. I think the natural light is just so beautiful. And I can't see the food in the same way as I see with natural light.
You're approaching this craft the way that the chef would approach it, to keep it natural, to use the available ingredients, to use what's around you. It makes perfect sense to me. So, how'd we do?
Actually, it's better before.
Really? Why does this look different?
I think it's a problem, the perspective of shooting the whole fish.
They really aren't that different.
We should feel that it's just out from the oven. Maybe we should melt the butter and maybe wet a little bit the skin of the fish.
Sure, you want it to look its best. So now that you're happy with the frame, are you happy with the light as well?
Yes. I think that's it.
What's next?
C'est vraiment important d'amener le produit, l'œil du photographe, l'œil d'un styliste et puis l'œil de celui qui a fait le plat, pour rajouter la signification du plat. Quand on voit quelque chose de joli, coloré, c'est déjà l'esprit qui fonctionne. La cuisine, ça fait travailler tous les sens finalement. On voit, on a l'envie et ensuite on a le goût et voilà.
I mean, what inspires you?
The most important for me is that I feel the appetite with what I shoot. As if you have a seat on the chair and I should feel comfortable to eat this plate. very instinctive that there's a feeling between me and the food. I try to find how I eat with my eyes. The light is changing.
Do you enjoy cooking yourself?
Yes, I love it. During all my childhood, I loved helping my mother cooking too. I tried to try the new recipe and find out the best recipe for me. And one day I picked up the camera of my father and I started to take a picture of what I made.
And that's where it all began.
Yeah.
So you have your own passion for food.
Yeah, I always want to taste and eat and smell what I'm shooting.
Now, does that influence the way you approach this?
That's why the photography is interesting. I think that the act of the photography gives you another dimension, another taste, another smell, maybe another appetite too. If you don't like food, I think we can't take appetizing images.
Of course, here's always the challenge, is to shoot people. See how we do here. Right on. Thank you. But sometimes, something has to be taken away from you before you fully realize what you've lost.
It's like the kind of duck that you never met in your life. So in here, you have to guess during all the dinner what you have in the plate.
As a chef, I learned long ago that food's appearance is just as important as its flavor. All of us decide what to eat based on how a particular dish or an ingredient looks. Sight is an integral part of the food experience. Color alone can trigger desire. Just one glimpse of a perfectly baked golden loaf of bread, caramelized cookies, or a buttery croissant is all it takes. Un croissant, s'il vous plaît? The eye knows flavor when it sees it. But if food and sight share such a powerful relationship, what happens if suddenly you can't see your food? Does the absence of sight change how food actually tastes? No sight, just smell, just flavor, just touch. Dans le Noir is a restaurant in Paris where you enjoy your dinner in absolute, pitch black, utter darkness. Bonjour,
Bonjour,
je suis Michael.
Virginie Bossu.
Enchanté.
Julien.
Julien, Michael, it's nice to meet you both. May I see your kitchen?
Yes, of
I would
course.
love to see the kitchen.
Okay.
Award-winning chef Virginie is one of Paris's leading young chefs. This is nice.
Okay, come on.
Thank you. Bonjour. She honed her classic culinary skills in some of Paris's finest restaurants, the Ritz, Le Doyen, Plaza Athénée, La Chamerie. She knows how important visual presentation is for the total enjoyment of food. How does it feel to prepare the food for people that can't see the food?
It's a little difficult. Even if they don't see the plate, I like to the plate.
To make something nice.
Yes,
Looks good.
Looks
Has to look
good.
If the guests can't see the food, then why bother making it look nice?
parce que je suis chef.
At Dans le Noir, Chef Virginie's challenge is to cook and present food in a way that compensates for the diner's complete loss of sight.
Pas insipide non plus, c'est un équilibre entre les saveurs et quelque chose d'équilibré, mais de pas trop excentrique, pas trop fort en bouche. La différence avec le noir, c'est que je sépare plus les préparations dans l'assiette, pour qu'elles soient mieux trouvées.
They can discover with their hand the texture of what they have in the plate.
This is a big challenge. I mean, most of us begin eating with our eyes.
Yes.
We see the food and we make assumptions about what we have. Maybe we like it, maybe we don't like it.
I will ask you to leave the kitchen because I have to prepare your dinner.
Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Virginie. But I must admit, I'm a little bit nervous. Just a little bit nervous. I'm not quite sure what to expect up there.
Non, tu lances tes cuissons pour les 17.
I have no allergies and
Okay, very
no restrictions, and I like everything.
Okay, very
Surprise me.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to show you your seat.
Holy cow. This is a little bit scary. It's not an artichoke. Is that an artichoke? Maybe it is an artichoke. come to Paris to explore the strong link between sight and taste.
Magic.
And to discover what happens when that link is broken. Sensory deprivation. Dinner in the dark.
Here we go. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to show you your seat.
Holy cow. This is a little bit scary.
The servers at Dans le Noir are actually visually impaired. They easily navigate us to our table. The dining room is pitch black, darker than anything I've ever experienced. I've sampled a world of ingredients from turtles to truffles, from sperm sacs to sassafras, so my culinary experience, along with my senses of smell, touch, and taste, should more than compensate here. I mean, how tough can it be to figure out what's on my plate?
Voilà. Je vous donne surtout le plus important quand même, parce que bon, voilà.
Uh-oh, here we go. Okay. I think I smell seafood. Wait a minute, I got something on my fork. Quite sure it's fennel. I think what I have is scallops. It's something very aromatic. It's lavender. It's like a compote of grapefruit and apple. It's so weird. First course, I think, was scallops and a lavender sauce, fennel,
Yes, and purée de chou-fleur.
cauliflower. Now, see, I didn't even notice the cauliflower. And then a glass, and there was grapefruit, and I think it was apple,
At
pulp,
the top, apple and kiwi,
and kiwi,
avec basilic.
and basil.
Ça monte à un plat en haut du monde charge une pince.
This is one of the most interesting dining experiences I've ever had. Being dark forces your sense of smell and touch and taste to really play a stronger role. And what's this? I think it's beef. The fork is not helping me. The fingers are a lot better than the fork. Is anybody else putting their hands in their plate?
Yes.
That's eggplant. Some kind of cabbage-like thing. Something new. It's another vegetable. It is. Maybe the fingers and that sense of touch are somehow taking over for the eyes, because I just can't keep my fingers out of my food. It's not an artichoke. Is that an artichoke? Maybe it is an artichoke. The only reason I can't remember what the flavor is because I can't see it. I thought it was beef.
Beef.
It was beef.
Il y a eu beaucoup de choses, a lot of things in your plate. Rolls with chou vert, leeks,
Leeks.
et
Okay.
moutarde de Meaux.
Mustard. Ah, okay. I didn't notice the mustard.
Purée
Puree.
de carottes
A carrot puree with ginger. I noticed the ginger
and orange juice.
and orange juice. Okay.
Yes.
You even noticed it?
But
Yeah, that's what I thought the cabbage was. There was a vegetable I couldn't quite tell what it was.
topinambour.
Ah, Jerusalem artichoke. Okay.
Ça, pour Virginie, ça monte le dessert de Michael, ça monte dessert de Michael, une pince.
Dessert. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mike.
Well, it's definitely ice cream. It's not sorbet. My fingers have sort of stood in for my eyes somehow because my fingers are telling me more about my food right now than they ever have before. And something else over here, like maybe a profiterole. Nice crisp outside, crunchy, but at the same time soft and chewy on the inside. Now, what is this? Chocolate. And the experience of eating this food in pitch black is really cool. It adds a whole element to the meal that I didn't expect. It's just fun. There was chocolate cake, very nice. Oh, there was a beautiful cookie. It was crisp meringue. It was meringue. It was crisp on the outside. And it was creamy and chewy on the inside. It was
Cream
beautiful.
and raspberry cream.
But the ice cream, I had no idea. Jasmine ice cream. No idea. But I actually missed complete flavors. Didn't even see them. Didn't even know they were there. It was a wonderful experience. Thank you, Chef. I'm ready to go.
Come with me?
Thank you.
With just one dinner in the dark, I've learned just as much about the visual power of food that I ever have in the light of day.
You made it feel so comfortable in there. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mike.
When we first see our food on a plate, in the market, or even in a photograph, we make flavor assumptions that influence how it ultimately will taste. With sight comes memory, anticipation, and emotion that have nothing to do with flavor, yet they influence every single bite. In the dark, flavor is pared down to its essence. It has nothing to hide behind, so we can't make assumptions before we taste. Dining in the dark illuminates the powerful connection between sight and flavor in a way that I've never experienced before, in the light or the dark.